Hi, today I'm testing the latest ATV from Yamaha, the YFZ450R. And one look at this thing and you can tell it's a race machine. Now any YFZ enthusiast will know one look at this machine is completely different from last year's. That's because Yamaha have done a bit of a ground up redesign. Let's start with a look at the bike. Obviously it's completely changed from last year. We've got new bodywork, and the biggest feature for me is a new frame, which is now aluminium and steel hybrid. So it's cast aluminium, so it's a lot stronger and a lot lighter than the old steel frame. And obviously we've got new suspension front and rear. Now the whole suspension package on the YFZ is wider and longer. Okay, so that's going to give you a better footprint, which makes it more stable in the corners. We've got much wider rear now, it's about 3 inches wider than the 08 bike. So that helps you slide the back end a lot easier. But the biggest change is obviously up the front. We have these massive dual rate springs. Now according to Yamaha, these give improved grip and better feel on the stroke for your compression and rebound strokes for your suspension. Now these wider diameter springs mean that the hydraulic flow dampeners are wider as well, so that gives you a bit more control over dampening. And they come with a new 3-way adjustable unit, high speed, low speed compression and rebound. So it's not going to be hard to find a setting that suits whatever rider for whatever weight. So what else is new for 09? Well, the engine's had a bit of treatment as well. Last year's model was carbureted. Finally for 09 we have fuel injection, and this makes a big difference to how this engine performs. We've also revised the valve timing and the exhaust boost for a bit more bottom end and mid-range boost, and we've got some taller gears on the gearbox and a revised clutch. Overall, personally for me, it makes a much handling better bike. Last year's bike with a carbureted model, if you came into a corner and you got it wrong, you're perhaps 1 or 2 gears too high, you couldn't clutch it because it would just bog and stall. With the fuel injection, it's so much easier to get it right out of the corners when you get it wrong. Come into a corner and if you're 1 or 2 gears too high, a bit of clutch, a bit of revs, and the fuel injected motor just picks it up and fires you out of the corner. It's great. For 09, Yamaha have revised the ergonomics of this bike. A little bit better than the 08, that's for sure. Still a little bit small and cramped for someone of my height, 190 centimetres. But then if you're under that, then you won't be needing a riser kit like I certainly would fit. The seat's nice and wide, lots of room to move around. One thing I do like is the reinforcement on the back guards here, so when you're cornering and your backside's off, you can actually get a bit of support from here, and they don't feel like they're going to fold in and collapse on you. For me, the handlebars are still a little bit on the low side. Full lock, I'm going to catch my knee on there, and that's something I'm not a fan of. But then a riser kit would certainly sort that out. It's a common problem amongst sport ATVs. There's only 1 or 2 that come standard with ergos to suit taller riders, so it's like anything. Try before you buy, you'll get the best fit. Is the 09 better? For me it definitely is. The revised alloy chassis, big improvement. Suspension, wider track, big improvement. Fuel injected motor, big improvement. All in all, the whole thing's a big improvement. In fact, it could be a contender for class honours this year. We'll have to find out. In the meantime, if your blood runs blue, get down to your Yamaha dealer. These puppies go for $14,990. It could be the ATV for you.